Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, or I am back. As you can probably tell already at this point, this is going to be a solo episode because I have no friends, they've all abandoned me, and I committed to doing this once a week, and that is going to happen once a week. So it's going to be a solo episode today. It's going to be me talking here by myself, psychotically. And we'll be most likely talking about CS. I think we'll be talking about majority CS stuff. This might be a shorter episode than it normally is, just because, you know, I'm not that good at Phil. I'm pretty good, but I'm not that good. So it's going to be a rundown of CS. But luckily for me, there is actually quite a decent amount to talk about right now when it comes to CS, especially in the Australian region. So, without further ado, we'll get right into it. So, we'll switch cams over here now. No, oh shit. No good overlays. Pressed the wrong bloody button. So, well, we'll be getting straight into it. So, as you can see, I pulled up the old ESCA MDL results. Of note, now, I think we will be going from, I'm going to say I can't remember where we finished off, actually, from the last covering of this. You know, you can see the results here. Is there anything of serious note? Unfortunately, once again, the Chiefs versus Tainted Minds game was delayed, so we didn't get to see that, and we have not seen the Greyhounds versus Order game either, so once again, another week without those games going on, which kind of sucks. Hopefully, we can get that game going pretty quickly. Other than that, I think the standout match was probably MC versus Breakaway. Nice close match there. Both of those teams are sort of competing in that I'd say tier 2 Australian region, right, where they're sort of competing near that for that number 5 spot. Well, I would say right now it's probably Mad Like Wizards and Ground Zero that are there competing for that, and then you have the teams like Breakaway, MC, all of that lot down there competing for those. I guess the rest of the top 10, I would say. So. That was a pretty decent game there from the MDL. If anything else of note, unfortunately not really. Most of these games are self-explanatory. I don't really have too much to say about them. I did try to catch as many of these games as possible, but also the Asia Minor was on, which we'll be talking about as well. So I've been majority watching that. But yeah, not too much going on right now. When it comes to MDL, not any real standout matches or anything to say that one team is getting ahead of the other. Order look really nice right now, so do the Chiefs. We haven't really seen Tainted Minds play or Greyhounds, so right now I think that, again, what do you want? You want to see out of the MDL right now? It's Chiefs, Order, Tainted Minds, and Greyhounds. You want to see them play each other. Let's find out who's rocking that number, who's rocking in that number, who's rocking in the top 4 of Australia, if I can actually speak English. So, yeah, hopefully, sooner or later, we won't be playing Mountain Delayed League, and we'll actually get some of these games, so looking forward to that. So before we get into the Asia Minor, I thought I may as well do a rundown of all the minors that have gone over for those that haven't been able to keep up with everything. So if we go to the CIS minor, I covered a little bit of this. Gambit went out. They lost to, I believe it was Spirit. Windstrike went out as well. And then you had Spirit and a Vanguard make it into the minor. No, it would be the major main qualifiers, what they're calling that now. So, a Vanguard is probably a good upset team, I would say. Are they going to make it into the main, would it be the Legend stage? I'm so confused now, ever since they added the minor, what each stage is called. But the main major, the thing that used to be the major, do I think a Vanguard are going to make it in? Maybe, if they get lucky. Depends on their pooling, I think, who they get grouped with. because they're definitely an upset team and they can definitely take maps, but whether or not they can make it into the major itself, I don't know. It's really going to come down to their qualifiers. And as far as Spirit goes, I mean, the stickers are nice, but once again, I don't think they're going to be a team that's going to make it through. But hey, who knows? It's a CIS region, so anything's possible. We'll move on now to the European region. Easy France. Number 1 making it through. I think that was a pretty easy call for most people. Well, a call as in they would probably go through, but I think majority of people would probably have had Mouse Sports going through as number 1. No, they were eliminated 5th to 6th. Really disappointing from Mouse Sports. That's not at all what you would want from them. It just sucks, you know, especially for a team like that. Right now, I don't really know what their next move is. They probably need to have a roster change at some point. You've seen a lot of the players on Twitter right now not in good moods at all, which is totally fair when you go out 56th in a minor. I think that even means they might have to go through open qualifiers next time. So, not good. Not good for them. It's going to be a long road back. They're in that NIP position now where it's going to be a serious ride back into that next major. And considering it is Mouse Sports, they'll probably still be in the top 10, but it's, you know, this is the way the major system works, and they're going to have to work their way back up now. The other upset, I would say, is North, who've not even been able to make it into that the new main qualifier stage, going out in third place. I mean, yeah, I think they lost to Vitality, which was, let's have a look here, 2-1, yeah, 2-1 to Vitality. I mean, jeez, get some serious upsets going on in this this European major here. I mean, good on Vitality, I guess. Isn't Vitality... Let me have a look at who's on Vitality. I think this is the team with... who is it? Jesus. Yeah, Ziwu. Okay, yeah, so this is the French team. So fair enough. MBK, LBK, RPK, Jesus. Didn't even see that tongue twister before. Apex and the British player Alex. Interesting. No, I haven't even seen him play. So, yeah. Ziwu's a legend. I mean, what can you say? He's probably the best. He is the best player on that team, and I guess. I mean, it's nice to see them there in that main qualifier stage. This is a team where if they're playing well, if all their players are on, you know, aren't on full tilt, playing at full cylinder, then you could definitely see them making it through to the main qualifier itself. So it's a decent lineup there. Obviously, unfortunately, as you all probably know, the French scene right now is in a bit of a shambles, and this is probably the best team that they have right now. Fucking Vitality, so Jesus. Yeah, unless you're going for Shox' team, and let's be real. Okay, well, on to the Asian minor, the one we've all been watching. Very nervously, I must say, myself. Renegades, 2-1 Vici. Jesus, I mean, even a map like that, right? Where, which map did they end up losing in this one? Let me bring up the results so that I can go through this, give myself PTSD. Here it is. So this is where it went. We went down Edge Road. As you can see, a lot of 2-1s, pretty scary stuff. So we'll go to... This was the first scare, 2-1 CyberZen. It was a 16-14 on Inferno, very close map. I think, to be honest, this isn't as much of a scare as the next two that went forward, but it's still it's showing that CyberZen can really still compete, and they are still a threat on that Inferno map. I do think it was probably more mistakes from Greyhound that made them lose that map there. They could have taken that one pretty cleanly, but nonetheless, CyberZen clean it out, and they'll unfortunately couldn't make it through in the end for them. So Greyhounds managed to clinch that one out. Mirage, 16-12. They make it through. Then we go to Edge City, where we have 2-1. Which, now that I look at it, actually isn't that edgy. But at the time, when I saw them lose Mirage, I was very scared. Because Renegades aren't a bad team on Mirage. And 16-11 is not a horrible scoreline, but it's still a pretty decent lead to get over Renegades. But it's clear that I was actually just panicking over absolutely nothing. Because 16-5 on Inferno, 16-7 on Train, those are pretty one-sided affairs there. So struggling on Mirage there for Renegades, and then sort of cleaning it out at the end. I think it'll be the regular performers, Azza and Liaz, which is really nice to see Liaz doing well. Obviously, in this one, Gratisfaction's at the bottom, but I don't think that tells the full story. Gratisfaction's been playing really well. I remember even myself actually not being fully sold on that. Obviously, he had to fill the shoes of Nifty, but, I mean, he's not doing a bad job, I'll say that. Gratisfaction definitely showing up on this Renegades team, and I think there's definitely room for improvement for both Liaz and Gratisfaction and the Renegades team in a whole, but I still think that they did well to sort of meet the expectations there and make sure that this move wasn't a downgrade. So good results from there in that one. Then you move into, oh Jesus, okay. So another one of these situations where they just completely got steamrolled on Nuke. Now, when I was watching this, I think if you saw the tweets from the man himself, Sponge, you would have known that Nuke is a really, really, really good map for MVP. So it is really weird to see that Greyhounds would not get rid of that map. And this is where you get into these situations where, you know, it is good. It is definitely a good idea to be able to, rather than have a map that you are super weak on and you have to ban every time, but have a map that, you know, have maps that you're better on than others, but make sure that you're able to always have that ban, that first ban be a specialty map of whatever team, because MVP are insane on Nuke. They've taken Astralis to close matches on Nuke, so this is not a team you really want to be playing around with on Nuke. And I think more than anything, this map, it's the veto that is surprising and is the reason why this game, you know, starts off pretty edgy. Because as you can see, 16-8, 16-8, Dust2 Cash. Those are pretty one-sided affairs. It's just the pick on Nuke, which is really concerning. Like, I just don't, yeah, I don't know. Greyhounds are not bad on Nuke. Just don't play it against MVP who specialize on it. It's just very simple. So yeah, that's a veto problem there. I'm actually going back through these results, and at the time, as I said before, I was freaking out, but actually it's just the first map really that's scary, and then the rest of it's not too bad. So, well, this is where it comes to what is going to be happening next, if I can bring this up, which is obviously the Vici versus Greyhounds game. Now, Vici definitely took a map off Renegades, and they played well against MVP, 2-0ing them. So, again, it's going to be clenching your butt cheeks, folks, because I have a feeling this one's going to be a tight one. It's going to be interesting to see what the vetoes are going to be on Greyhound's side. Hopefully they'll be trying. You want to see like a Mirage or a Cash, maybe even a Dust2 pick up there for the Greyhound side. Some of those more scrimmy aim maps where players like Dexter and Malta can really sort of heat up and take the team to a victory. So you've really got to hope that we can get some nice vetoes in here. However, I do have a feeling that we're probably going to go 3 maps on this one. It really depends what the veto is, though. You're not really going to know until you see that. So hopefully we can pray for the boys that we get 2 Australian teams in to the main qualifier. That would be sick. And, you know, the old fucking joke that everybody's making right now, which is, can we get Dick Stacey stickers? I tell you what, though, if there's one thing that's been really annoying me, and this is probably just me, but it's insane the amount of dick jokes now that is being made in this Asia Minor. I feel like it's just every time Greyhounds are playing, it's dick jokes. It's like, we get it. His name's Dick Stacey. Can we just, you get one, two a game. All right, that's what I'll allow you. You get 1 or 2 a game, and they've got to be good ones. You can't be. Everybody knows who Dick Stacey is now. You can't just throw out a Dick Stacey joke every round. You can't just throw out shit jokes. It's got to be a good one. Otherwise, don't say it because it's old now. We get it. Dick Stacey, very funny. I feel like I'm just being a grumpy fuck now, but I don't know. It annoys me when people keep making Dick Stacey jokes, like the thick and pump thing. It was great. The first time it happened, it was great, and I laughed, and so did everybody else. Oh, hey, hey! That's what our reaction was. Way, but I mean, come on, it's over now. Can we? How long are you going to say thick and pump for before we realise? You know what? This isn't that great of a joke, to be honest. It's like we're all 9-year-olds. We finally discovered dick jokes. Like, get it? Come on now. We're all adults here. Can we move on past the dick now, please? Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, well. Just a little gripe that I've had with this Asia Minor. You can tell I'm getting jaded now, but regardless, whatever. I mean, I say this, but I'll probably cast a Greyhounds game and then make a dick joke, and then I'll be the evil man. So, whatever. Regardless, I wish you the best, Greyhounds, and I really hope we can get 2 teams into that 2 Australian teams into the minor. Thank you very much. All right, so now we're going to move on to the American minor. Now this is interesting. American minor, hey? So I didn't see any of this coming. I tell you what, when I went through this originally, I did not actually know that KNG was playing for Ints. Which is, obviously right here. KNG is absolutely insane. It is such a disappointment that he had to just go and do all that crazy ass shit, and just, Jesus. Did you really have to do all of that, mate? You could have just apologized. But no, we don't do apologizing in KNG's world. And now he has to play on Ints and essentially Smurf. I mean, the guy's score lines are ridiculous. Like, let's actually have a look at this. Against these 2 teams, he top frags both of these games with 51 and 20. That's plus 30. Plus 30. And then against Imperial, similar, plus 36, mate. He's had 74 kills to 42 deaths over the series. Prove it, I guess. I mean, did you have to, buddy? Did you have to just... I did like his apology, though, on Twitter. I thought that was pretty funny. Because obviously he didn't write it. But that's besides the point. So, let's obviously go into the sad part of this story. Well, actually, it depends who you're on, because I wanted Envy to do well. I want Carrigan to make it in, and I want Carrigan to play FaZe and beat them. And we'll talk about FaZe in a sec, because they've had some good results recently. So hopefully we get this situation where we can have Carrigan playing against FaZe and actually beating them. That would be the greatest thing ever. So Envy 2-1'd the old boys over at Ints, and I think it's pretty obvious why. He got 43 for 43 on KNG. Just didn't really perform in this series, which is interesting. Nifty at the bottom, -2. That's unfortunate for our honorary Australian. Drone did actually... Well, he's got +1, let's be real. But doing all right. I mean, he's not had a great minor, I feel like, minor qualifier from what I've seen. And then JDM doing well. Cutler out of nowhere, getting a +25, which is interesting, I guess. Regardless, it was a best-of-3 series, and Train was lost by MV, but 16-2 on Dust 2 and 16-8 on Overpass. It's a real stomping from them. So, sucks for, I guess, if I don't even know if there are any KNG fans. I guess probably some Brazilians that still like the guy, but he did some stupid shit, but it does suck that he's not on a good team, because he is so fucking good. Like, please. But, you know, I guess, what are you going to do, eh? Nothing we can do about it. Regardless, they make it through. I think the main, obviously, NRG made it through. They didn't make it through last time, which was a ridiculous upset, and I think there was some controversy behind that one as well. So they make it through pretty easily on this one. Did they even drop a map? No, they didn't. Not a map dropped. So very well played by NRG. I think they're even a dark horse for the entire major. I could definitely see them making it into the playoffs even. So that's a clear result there. And then next up, obviously, Envy versus Furia. Again, I've already said what I need to say about this. I feel like I really want Carrigan to make it through. Let's have a look who's on Furia. Pardon me. It's another Brazilian team. Cerrado, I think, is the main player. I was trying to think of a good word there. The main highlight player for this lineup. They've done well. They've made it further than Ints has and Bravado. So pretty decent. Obviously, yeah, I don't really know what there is to say about this, to be honest. Again, it's going to come down to the vetoes. If this isn't on at 3 a.m. in the fucking morning, I'll probably try and watch it. Envy versus Furia. Hopefully, we can get to see that Carrigan boy pop off, as it were. If he even does that anymore. I don't know if he does. So, with that being said, here's your current lineup for the main qualifier. You have NRG making it through the Americas Minor, our boys Renegades, Vanguard, Spirit, Ents, Vitality, the French boys, Cloud9, G2, NIP, Tyloo, Vega Squadron, and Fnatic. So, out of the teams that have made it through the minors, who do I think will make it through? This is not a bad pull for the Australians, which is an interesting thing. If you look at this, I don't think it is unreasonable to say you could get one of these Australian teams through to the main major. I'm going to call it, is it the Legends stage? I wonder if it's even here. I don't know. Who cares? Whatever. It'd be interesting to see. Sorry. Let me actually just say what I was going to say. I do think it is possible. Obviously, you're going to have, I'm going to assume it's going to be MV coming through, and then hopefully our boys Greyhounds. And then with that, we have, is that the full lineup? I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. I'm not going to do the math here. Anyway, out of these teams here, I think it's very plausible that we have another Australian appearance at the major, which is long overdue. So hopefully we get that one underway. So let's see. 8 teams will go through, and it will be, I think NRG's an easy pick. I think that Fnatic should probably go through. I think that NIP should probably go through. So there's 3. I think that Ents is a good lineup to go through, which is 4. Then you got Vega Squadron, G2. There's a lot. See, this is the thing, right, which a lot of analysts and a talent have been saying over the past year, is that right now this tier 2 lineup is really close together, right? It's really competitive because there's a lot of teams here. You look at all of these, and I feel like any one of these teams could beat each other on a good day. When we see Greyhounds come into this, I don't know how well they're going to do. I think, though, that this is a really good pool of talent to see where exactly Greyhounds are right now when it comes to an international standard, right? Who are they beating in these teams? I would really hope that they're not going to go out 0-3 here. I feel like if they do make it in, they should be taking maps. Do they make it all the way? It's going to be a hard one, right? There is a lot of competition here. But I do think that they should be taking maps, and I think this is a really good sort of competition or event, main qualifier to see how well this Greyhounds team are playing right now, where you would rank them internationally, and how far they've actually come. So hopefully, praise the Lord, we get Greyhounds into this series, into this main qualifier. Please. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Now, I've got some I Told You So's coming up. So what I want to point out is this one right here. Now, I don't want to say I told you so, but I really did. I really did. So, listen. 2-0 Cloud9 FaZe. Yeah. Yeah. No, the move was really good, FaZe. The move was really good. No, I do think, yeah. Adren was a good pick. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Get rid of Carrigan and bring in Adren. Yeah, no. That's a good idea. Yeah. Oh, what's this? You're playing Cloud9 in the E-League Invitational? Ah, easy matchup, right? What? Look at the lineup, guys. Nico? Olafmeister? It's fucking Guardian. It's Rain in there. Even Adren. Major winner, Adren. Wow. What a lineup. What a star lineup. All right, let's have a look at the old Cloud9 lineup, shall we? Kiyashima. Where's he been? Who even knows? When's the last time he's actually played? God knows. He's been off in France taking pictures of women. Legally, of course. Yeah, I don't know if that will get me in trouble. Who cares? Regardless. Automatic. He's a nice player. Good player, actually. Fair enough. Automatic. Good attempt. Rush. We're getting there. Zealous. Who the fuck is Zealous? Who the fuck is that? Let's have a look, guys. Tell me who the fuck. Who is this? This is ASMR now. Who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is this? Swole Patrol, motherfuckers. Swole Patrol. You lost to a flusher. He hasn't even got walls anymore. What are we doing here? Jesus. Look at this lineup, mate. Look at this lineup. If I told you a year ago that this lineup would beat this lineup, I would have been shot. This is the biggest... I don't even know. I don't have a word for it. I don't know what to say about this. This is why you never get involved with gangbangs with Nico, alright? You don't do it. Because this is what happens. Cloud9 beat you in a fucking invitational. This is LAN. This is LAN. I sound like that. This is library. This is LAN. Alright? And Cloud9 just 2-0'd them. I mean, seriously. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's OT both maps, but still, it's fucking Cloud9. You've lost to them, you bloody idiots. This is like the highest rated player in the series was fucking Kiyashima. What are we in 2012? What is happening? Are you for real? What is going on right now? Am I having LDLC flashbacks? What's going on, guys? Please. Look at him. What's going on? Never shave your head, Kiyashima, by the way, because that will look really just top notch. Jesus, man. I tell you what, though. There is one thing that I feel bad about when it comes to this. And I've been triggered by that comment there, if you just saw it. It's obviously Yanko. Because I don't want Yanko. It's like he's just been duct taped to a sinking ship. You know what I mean? Like, why did you jump on the Titanic? That's like knowing that the Titanic is going to sink and still going on it anyway. What are you doing? Please, just go back to analysis, alright? Quickly, just walk out the door now, like it never happened, and we'll all forget about it, and no one can tie this to you. Because please, I swear to God, if people say that it's Yanko's fault this is happening, I'm going to cry. This is not Yanko's fault, folks. This is called bad roster moves. This is called my ego is way too big for my head. That's what this is called. Maybe not too big for his head, but you get the point. His head's pretty big. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Please. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, that's just ridiculous. The other score, big 2-0 complexity, totally honest. To be totally honest, that's expected, is it not? I mean, they've got to go to lower bracket now. I swear to God, if complexity beat FaZe, that might be the saddest emoji that has ever existed. That might be the saddest emoji that has ever existed, folks. So, yeah, I mean, you can only hope that doesn't happen. So besides that point, I don't know. Besides that point, what like, is there anything else to talk about here? Not really. No, I think we're going to end it there on FaZe being trash. So that's about 30 minutes, I think. That's pretty good for me, solo, talking to myself. Is there anything coming up we need to talk about? Not really. The major's coming up soon, so we'll be watching that. Obviously, already talked about the Greyhound Vici game. There's not really much going on in my life, so nothing really to talk about there. And is there any games that have come out recently? Nah, not really. So there you go. That's how I'm going to end this, just on me contemplating if there's anything else I can possibly fill time with. I'm going to go now and jump in the pool because it's 1,000,000 degrees. So thank you all for coming. I'm probably going to have to cut some footage out of this because I don't want to get arrested. So if there's jump cuts in this, you know why. I said some edgy shit and I didn't want to lose everything that I don't have because I said some edgy words. Ding. Thank you all, folks, for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.